Brothers, A Tale of Two Sons review. I recently finished Brothers, A Tale of Two Sons, and I have some mixed views on the game. Going into it, I knew it had received rave reviews, so I figured it was either going to be really good or really pretentious. It turned out to be neither. It was an okay game, period. It was also very short. 3-hour game for $15. I was glad I got it for $5, so I'm not even sure it's worth that. Here's why I feel that way. Setting. The game is pretty. Apparently the devs were proud of how nice it looked because they put in a ton of benches throughout the game where you could make your characters take a seat right over there and enjoy the view. I didn't really like how the boys looked. It's too European. But I really liked the other character designs, especially the trolls. They were my favorite. The area in the game that impressed me the most was the giant battlefield. It's an area where giants fought, not like a normal-sized person battlefield that happened to be really large. Gameplay. You play as two characters at once. You don't switch back and forth between characters. You literally play two characters at the same time. This game, by the way, is best played with a controller. You can use your keyboard, but I don't really recommend that. With the controller, the left analog stick and the left trigger control Naya, the older brother, while the right stick and trigger control Nai, the younger brother. That takes a little getting used to, but the game eases you into it, and the game also never actually gets hard, which is kind of a drag. Soundtrack. Very nice music. It didn't annoy me at all. The music doesn't dominate, and instead adds to the game, atmosphere and all that. For atmosphere, it's not as good as Limbo, but you know, hey. Too many too deep for you games seem to think they need music all the fucking time, dramatic stuff. But Brothers shows that less is more. I also enjoy that all the characters spoke a gibberish language. Figuring out what was happening with their tone and body language really allowed you to use your imagination and come up with their dialogue in your head, which is a good thing, seeing how the writing isn't the greatest, as evidenced by the plot. This is what everyone was raving about, how it was so moving and touching, and how it says something about the human condition. I'm not kidding, someone said it was like that. Baloney! Let me sum up the game for you. Massive spoiler alert. Massive. Huge. Enormous. Nai, the little bro, watched his mom drown. As he sits at her grave, big bro Nai is all like, hey, Dad's sick. So you take the dad to the doctor, and the doctor says you need meds from a tree to help him, and off the boys go to find it. Along the way, you are able to help various people and creatures, including a pair of trolls, and a turtle who lost her babies. At one point, Nai almost drowns. He dreams of his huge dead mother and his brother trying to kill him. He was actually resuscitated. Towards the end of the game, you save a fair damsel from being killed by a tribe of short people, or little people, whatever is the PC phrase. Naya falls for her, and she lures him, with Nai following because he doesn't want to leave his bro, into a cave, her den, because she was really a spider the whole time. The boys kill her, but Naya was stabbed during the fight by one of her fangs. The brothers struggle onward to the tree. Nai climbs it for the medicine, while Naya remains below, too hurt to climb. By the time little bro returns with the medicine to give to his brother, Naya is dead. Nai buries him, and then it is flown back to town on a griffin. He is able to get the medicine to his father with help from his ghost bro, which makes for some interesting gameplay, and his dad lives. The ending scene is of father and son at the headstones of Naya and the mother, and they cry. I find that extremely unsatisfactory. Now, I wasn't expecting everyone to live, nor would I want that, but killing Naya is not good storytelling. What purpose did it serve? What lesson did it teach? What feeling did it leave the player with? The death of Naya felt extremely random. Perhaps the writers just wanted to kill someone, because that is what good writers do, which is true. You shouldn't be afraid to kill off your characters, or your story can just turn into some Mary Sue piece of crap. Felt like killing the father would have been too cliche. Cliche isn't always a bad thing. You can take something that you view as cliche, but has a good moral, take it, make it your own, adapt it to your vision. What they wrote only leaves the player with feelings of helplessness and confusion. Now, imagine if the father had been the one to die. The boys return with the medicine to find that their father is dead. They would have lost him, but they would still have each other, and after bonding through their quest and Naya letting go of the blame he had placed on his brother Naive for their mother's death. Did Starbreeze Studios change the plot towards the end of development? I really think they did. The dream sets everything up for the dad being dead, Naive letting go of the feeling of Naya hating him for their mother's death, and Naya realizing how much he loves his little brother, which would have been cemented if he had survived the spider lady, bros before hoes and all that. Now, this dream I'm talking about, let's go into more detail. In the dream, we see the huge mom with her hand covering the father, like she's protecting him. At the end of the dream, she lifts her hand off of him, i.e. lifting her protection, i.e. he is dead, but the boys and the player don't know it yet until they return with the medicine. In the dream, Naya also strangles Naive, manifesting Naive's fear that Naya blames him for their mother's death, which he probably did, but he let go of that feeling after almost losing his little brother. It frustrates me that that didn't happen. That would have been a classic tale of two people bonding through terrible circumstances. Do I recommend the game? If you can get it for under $5, it might be worth picking up solely for the novel gameplay and pretty settings, but it's too short with such an unsatisfactory storyline to recommend it for full price. I kind of wish that Starbreeze Studios will make another game in this game's universe, just longer and with a better story. I'm unhappy. Didn't like it. It's frustrating. It's not good. There's no moral of the story. Random.